having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people, welcome back to the Season of Simple podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and it is Freedom Friday. It is the day that we celebrate liberation, breakthrough, and the beautiful freedom that comes from living in this creative alignment with our highest power. But before we dive in, I have to share something with you that is absolutely mind-blowing. All right, so today's episode is 333 of a Season of Self-Love podcast. Yes, 333. And my spirit number is 9. So when I tell you that the universe is speaking, honey, the universe is speaking. So let me break this down for you because this is too divinely orchestrated to ignore, all right? So in numerology, 333 is one of the most powerful angel numbers. It represents divine guidance, spiritual awakenings, in the presence of ascended masters supporting your creative expression. So it's literally the universe saying to you that you are supported in your creativity, that you are on the right path, and it's time to fully step into your power. So when I add those numbers, 3 plus 3 plus 3, it equals 9, my spirit number. 9 represents completion, wisdom, service to humanity, and spiritual mastery. It's the number of humanitarian, the healer, the one who transformed personal wounds into universal medicine. So y'all, we couldn't have planned this any better. We could not have planned this any better if we had tried. So here we are on episode 333, 333, talking about divine downloads and creative courage. And the neurology is literally confirming everything that we've been exploring this week. Everything that we've been exploring this week. So what an incredible week that we had. A deep transformation that we've shared, right? Tuesday, we explored the divine stillness. and how forced pauses that can lead to profound downloads. And on Wednesday, Dr. Fujian Zhang, she showed us on how AI can support our awareness and integration. And let's not forget about Monday with ZY, that she demonstrated on how creativity can be our lifeline through adversity. And yesterday, we discovered the sacred threshold where healing becomes creative. Well, today we are celebrating the ultimate freedom to freedom. And that's to trust the divine downloads and have the courage to act on them. And the universe is giving us a massive confirmation through these numbers that we are exactly where we need to be. So before we get deep into this conversation, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, D-Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, D-Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG group. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnaomi.com and tell them Naomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back. All right, so let's ground ourselves in this freedom. So I will want you all to find a beautiful, comfortable space. And if it feels right for you to close your eyes, all right? All right, so if you can take a deep breath in, I want you to imagine yourself as a clear and open channel of divine creativity. I want you to feel yourself connected to an infinite source of inspiration, wisdom, and creative power. Now breathe in trust and breathe out doubt. I want you to feel the downloads that are always available to you, the ideas, the visions, the creative guidance that flows when you're still enough to receive and brave enough to act. Now I want you to imagine yourself not just receiving these downloads, but having the courage to trust them, to follow them, to bring them into reality, even when they don't make sense to your logical mind. I want you to feel the freedom in knowing that you are divinely supported in your creative expression, that the ideas coming through you are meant to serve not just you, but everyone who needs what you have to offer. So now I want you to place your hands onto your heart and repeat with me. I trust divine guidance. I receive creative downloads with gratitude. I have the courage to act on inspiration. I am free to create from my highest. I honor the 333 confirmation that I am supported, that I am guided, and I am ready to serve through my creativity. Now take one more deep breath in of creative freedom. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right? All right, my beautiful people. If you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something we do every day, Monday through Friday, just to help ground us before we get into the topic at hand. And so the 333, divine download confirmation. When I tell you this is confirmation, This is confirmation. When I was doing editing and I was uploading this week's shows, and as I was getting yesterday's shows together and today's show together, I realized that, oh my God, this is 333. This is our 333 episode of the season of self-love. And 9, that is my angel number. Woo! When I tell you it blew me away, my beautiful people, it blew me away. It blew me away. But what I want to do is I want to pause and honor what is happening right here, right now. I want to honor what is happening right here, right now. Because episode 333, the angel number that literally means that you are surrounded by loving, ascended masters who want to assist you in your life purpose and soul mission. The number that appears when you are being called to use your natural skills and talents to uplift humanity. And then it all adds up to 9, the number of completion, spiritual wisdom, and service to others. That number says you have learned the lessons, integrated the wisdom, and now it's time to share it with the world. See, this isn't a coincidence. This isn't a coincidence, my loves. This is divine confirmation that everything that we've been talking about this week, the forced stillness, the AI-supported healing, the creativity through adversity, the sacred threshold between healing and creating, all of this has been leading to this moment. 333 is the universe saying, 333 is the God saying, you've creative expression is needed. Your downloads are real. Your courage to follow them serves not just you, but everyone who needs what you have to offer. This message was not only for me. This message is for you. The 9 is the universe, is God saying, you are complete as you are. You are complete as you are. Your journey has prepared you. It's time to step fully into service through your creativity. Right now, I am getting emotional. I'm getting chills even talking about this because it is such a perfect reflection of what Dr. Fujan said, ZY said, and I have all experienced. That moment when you realize that your personal healing journey is actually your gift to the world. It's actually your gift to the world. You see, the week of the divine downloads confirmed by the numbers. This week, divine downloads. Last week, divine downloads. Everything that we've been talking about, they are confirmed numbers. So my beautiful people, as I reflect on this week, I can tell you right now that I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the perfect orchestration of the message that came through our conversation. And now with the 333 confirmation, I see how divinely planned that this all was. Tuesday, I shared on how being forced into stillness led to the download of a completely new, not only a podcast series for next month, but a podcast. My very own explant journey that I'm doing my explant in August. But it needs to be a series for that. Then Wednesday with Dr. Fujan, when she showed us how her healing journey became a download for an AI power app that's now helping thousands. And then on Monday, let's go back to Monday with ZY, where she demonstrated on how even in her darkest moment, that creative solutions were downloading, from the idea to drive Uber to the inspiration to celebrate her small wins. And then yesterday, when we explored on how healing and creating are part of the same divine dance. I can't make this up if I tried. But today I want to celebrate something beautiful. And that's the freedom that comes when we learn to trust these downloads and we have the courage to act on them. So what are divine downloads? So let me be clear about what I mean by divine downloads, okay? I'm talking about those moments when inspiration strikes, when solutions appear, when visions crystallize, and when you know something, not because you figured it out, but because it was given to you. For me, that Explant podcast series didn't come from me brainstorming or trying to figure out my new project. It came through me while I was organizing during my recovery week. Suddenly there it was, complete with title, format, purpose, and everything. And Dr. Fujan, she didn't sit down and logically decided to create an AI therapy app. Her healing journey, her work with clients, her research, it all culminated into the download of how to combine technology with the awareness integration theory. And ZY didn't strategically plan her survival. In her darkest moment, creative solutions kept downloading what skills she had, what resources were available, what actions to take next. You see, divine downloads are different from our own thinking. They come with a sense of rightness, of inevitability. I mean, of course, this is what I'm supposed to do. They often feel bigger than us, like they're not just for us. But what it is the challenge. It's the challenge of trusting the downloads. But here's the thing about divine downloads. They often don't make logical sense when we first receive them. They don't make sense. When I got that vision for the Explant podcast, part of me was like, Nyomi, you already have a successful podcast, too, a matter of fact. Why start another one? Who's going to listen? Are you qualified to talk about this? But let me put this in your ear too. Coming from my professional background, my fan base is majority men. I want to say 85% men, 15% women. And for so long, I was trying to figure out how can I truly tap into speaking to women? What do I have to share with women? Yeah, I'm a woman. Yes, I've been married. Yes, I'm married now. But what can I really be of in service of women? How can I be different? Not only did that explant help that, but also for my love and my urge to want to be of service of other women. So when I this is real and this is confirmation for me, I am sitting on full right now, overflowing. Now I imagine Dr. Fuhan when she had moments of I am really going to create an AI therapist. Is that even possible? Will people trust it? And we heard on Wednesday her whole story on how that came about. And what about ZY? That she had to trust that driving for Uber as a tiny woman in a new country was safe. that celebrating eating half of a Subway sandwich was worth doing, that reaching out to her boss for help will work out. Divine downloads require us to trust what we can't see. To act on faith rather than proof. To follow inspiration even when it doesn't fit our logical plans. And now the 3-3 message for you. Here's what I want you to understand about the 3-3 energy. The 3-3-3 energy that we're sitting in right now. So if you are listening to this podcast, if you're listening to this very episode, it is not random. You're being called to pay attention to your own divine downloads. That God, the universe, is using this 3-3-3 portal to confirm that your creative inspiration, that your healing insights, that your sudden knowing about what you need to do next, that those are real, that those are valid, that those are your assignments. You see, this 3-3 energy, it says, stop doubting your downloads. Stop second guessing your guidance. Stop waiting for external validation. The validation is in the number itself, showing up on the exact episode, on the exact day, in this exact moment of your journey, of my journey, and the 9 energy that it adds up to. My angel number. And that's saying that you are ready. That's saying that I am ready. That you have what it takes. Your wisdom is needed. Your voice matters. Your creative expression, it serves the collective healing. When I say that I am full, when I say that I am overly sitting in gratitude for this amazing journey that I've been on. But things are happening in real time. If this ain't confirmation for you all, this is confirmation for me. This like it's tattooed in my heart, like it's tattooed in my soul. And you know, in ZY, she didn't wait until she felt ready to start celebrating them small wins. She trusted the downloads to find gratitude in a half a Subway sandwich. And again, Dr. Fuhan didn't wait until she had all of the answers to create her AI therapy app. She trusted the download that her healing journey could serve others. I didn't wait until I was completely healed to start the podcast. I trusted the download that my transformation in real time can help others transform too. And look what happened. 333 episodes later. 333 episodes later. We sitting here. We sitting in this powerful numerological confirmation that's following divine downloads. It creates ripples of healing that extend far beyond what we can imagine. But I want to share this also with you too. Just this week, I was looking through my emails, and I found an amazing win for us here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. That not only are we ranked number 7 on FeedSpot, but we also are ranked on several different other lists from, I believe the name of the podcast. I received a letter this week about we're being ranked, what's called 1 million podcasts. And we're number 1 in Australia. Number 1 for best 100 self-love podcasts in Australia. Number 1. Little Bit, the season of self-love podcast by Nyomi Banks. You know that ex-porn star. See, I was just thinking about here in the United States, but God said, no, I got more for you. I'm taking you international. Is that confirmation for me? Yes. Is that validation? Yes, but it's not the outside validation that I was looking for. But also, we're number 19 for the 100 best Black self-love podcasts, and number 22 for the 100 best self-love podcasts. So when we talk about this week, about the universe, about God working when we don't see it, when we don't know it, that's how it's working. When you're working when you think no one's watching, that's what that is. And me knowing that this 333, the 9, is confirmation for me. And if you are listening to this podcast, I pray that this is confirmation for you. So let's talk about the freedom in following the guidance. Let's talk about the 333 way. That's what we're going to call it, the 333 way. See, when we do trust these downloads, when we have the courage to follow them, especially in the 333 energy, that's when we experience true creative freedom. I'm going to share something else with you. When I got that Excellent podcast download, my first instinct was to fight it because I've already had a July series planned. But this is the thing. I only had one guest that I've interviewed thus far. I hadn't had any more guests that I have interviewed that actually fit in that so-called July spot that I've already had planned. And I had projects lined up in June. But then I remember what happened when I trusted the download for the season of self-love. I remember what happened when I trusted the download for the season of self-love. That podcast was only supposed to be for a month-long series for my 51st birthday. It was a download that came during meditation at my altar. And look what it came. Look what it became. Over 300 episodes. Number 7 on FeedSpot link. Number 1 in Australia. Number 22 in on the million. I could just keep going. But this was over 300 episodes of daily conversation about transformation and self-love. Because I trusted. I trusted the download. I trusted and I act on the prayer that I gave. You see, the freedom isn't just in the creating. It's in the trusting. It is knowing that you are being guided, that you're not doing this alone, that there is a bigger plan that's unfolding through your willingness to receive and act. So when downloads get directed, what do? You said sometimes divine downloads come with redirections. And this week was a perfect example. So Dr. Will and I, we both received downloads about doing a purpose rebirth retreat individual times. And we came together, we talked about it, and we said, okay, let's do it together. We both was excited about it because we knew that we were aligned to do it together. And we were ready to move forward, right? But then my illness happened. His conflicts. He had conflicts with different things and different happened, and everything got postponed. See, the old me would have seen this as a failure or disappointment, or I ain't supposed to do this. But now I understand that sometimes downloads come to show us the direction, and redirection comes to show us the timing. So even though that was what we were supposed to do, it wasn't right then. Because as I shared the other day, is that Dr. Will had got some more opportunities that came that very weekend that was happening. And so it was so many conflicts that were coming in with that very weekend. Mind you, we really didn't have enough time to do it the way that we wanted to do it. And I got sick. You know? And let's talk about ZY's story. It's full of these redirections. She came to America, fall in love, which led to abuse, which led to homelessness, which led to driving an Uber, which led to meeting new people, which led to opportunities. You see, each one of those redirections was a part of the downloading, unfolding. The freedom comes from trusting that even the redirections are a part of the divine plan. And let's talk about the community of download receivers. One of the most beautiful things about this week conversation is seeing how divine downloads often connect us with the right people at the right time. For example, ZY shared with us on Monday that her boss who welcomed her into her garage wasn't random. He was part of her download unfolding. Dr. Fuhan tech partner Sam wasn't coincidental. He was part of bringing her vision to life. My husband immediately supporting the explant documentary idea wasn't just being nice. He was recognizing divine timing. So when we're following these downloads, we start attracting others who are also following theirs. We create communities of people who understand that creativity is collaboration with the divine. See, Dr. Will and I both received the same download about purpose work. It wasn't competitive. It was confirmative. It was confirmational. Sometimes download come to multiple people to show us that we're on the right track. So now let's talk about the courage to act imperfectly. Right, I said it, imperfectly. Here's something very crucial about divine downloads. They don't come with guarantees or perfect timing or complete instructions. Remember, I want to go back to on Monday with ZY didn't get a download that said, here's exactly how you to rebuild your life. It didn't come like that. She got inspiration to take the next small step, then the next, then the next. And I didn't get a complete business plan for the Explant podcast. I got a vision and the knowing that I needed to document the journey. Dr. Fudan didn't get a finished app delivered to her. She got the inspiration to combine her healing work with technology. Then had to figure out how to make it happen. You see, the freedom comes from being willing to act on partial information, to start before you're ready, to trust that next steps will be revealed as you take the first ones. You see, small downloads, they make big impact. Not every download has to be life-changing or massive. Sometimes the most powerful downloads are the small ones. Remember ZY's download to celebrate small wins with a half a Subway sandwich? It's that simple. That simple practice became a foundation of her entire transformation. and my download to start each podcast episode with the meditation. That small guidance became a signature element that people love most about my show. About this show, about our show. And Dr. Frujan's download to ask, what if we can make therapy more accessible? That question led to an app that's now helping thousands. You see, freedom comes from honoring the small downloads as much as the big ones, knowing that divine guidance often comes in whispers and not shouts. So let's talk about your download receiving system. So how do we become better at receiving and trusting divine downloads, right? I want you to create a space for stillness. As I learned last week, downloads often come during forced of chosen stillness. When we're constantly moving, constantly doing, there's no space for inspiration to land. Pay attention during vulnerable moments. Some of the most powerful downloads have come during illness, setbacks, or emotional vulnerability. When our defenses are down, when we are more open to receive guidance. Next, I want you to notice what comes with ease. You see, divine downloads often feels effortless when they arrive. Even if acting on them requires effort, they come with a sense of flow, of rightness, of yes, this. And then trust what lights you up. Trust what lights you up. ZY talked about the moments when she realized that she can help herself. There was energy there, excitement, even in the midst of downloads, often come from their own enthusiasm. So start before you're ready. Every person we heard from this week started acting on their downloads before they had all the pieces figured out. The courage to begin is the part of receiving. And let's talk about the ripple effect of the trusted downloads. See, when we trust and we act on divine downloads, we create ripples that extend far beyond what we can imagine. Like Dr. Fujan's willingness to trust her download to create an AI therapy app and now helping people around the world integrate their healing. To ZY's willingness to trust her download, to celebrate her small wins, to share her story is now inspiring others who are in their own dark moments. And my willingness to trust the season of self-love download has created a daily space for transformation that reaches people that I will never meet, that I never knew that I will ever be able to do that. See, when we trust divine downloads, we become conduits for our healing, our inspiration, and our transformation that serves the collective. But also what it gives us the freedom to fail forward. Yes, to fail forward. Here's something so powerful about following downloads, that not everyone will look like success in the traditional sense, and that's okay. Some downloads is about the journey, not the destination. So are we about who we come? Some are about of who you become in the process of following them. Some are about the people you meet or the lessons you learn along the way. The freedom comes from knowing that there's no such thing as failure when you're following divine guidance. Only different expressions of the same creative force working through you. That's working through you. So let's talk about living in download mode. As I wrap up this incredible week, I want to leave you with this vision. What would your life look like if you lived in constant download mode? What if you trusted that inspiration is always available to you? What if you believe that you're being guided towards your higher expression? What if you had the courage to act on every divine nudge, no matter how small? This isn't about becoming impulsive, of abandoning common sense. It's about developing such a strong relationship with your inner guidance that you can distinguish between ego-driven ideas and divinely inspired one. It's about living with such trust in the creative force working through you that you're willing to be surprised by your own life. Look, if anything, I am your living example of it. So before we close, let's take a moment to honor the beautiful progression of this week's messages. Tuesday, learning to trust divine timing and force stillness. Wednesday, seeing how technology can support our awareness of healing. Monday, understanding how creativity can be our lifeline through adversity. Thursday, recognizing the sacred threshold where healing becomes creative. And today, celebrating the freedom to trust and act on divine downloads. You see, each conversation built on the others, creating a complete picture on how creativity, healing, and divine guidance work in our lives. But I'm going to share something else with you all. You know, our Monday episode was actually supposed to have been last Wednesday episode. Tell me about it. I was so ill I couldn't record with Dr. Will last week. I'm telling you, I could not make this up if I planned it. I just want to give y'all that little tidbit just to remind y'all that. You know, I'm always telling my truth. You know, I'm always telling my truth. You know, when I have these amazing guests that come on my Wisdom Wednesday, I pre-record those episodes as well as Dr. Will's. And so, not knowing that I was going to be down all last week, again, that's God in the universe slowing me down, making me still be still. I'm working things back here. I'm putting the ingredients back here. I'm souping it up. I just need you to sit and marinate with stuff. But you know, in my truth, I had to let y'all know that this is real. It is real. Because Monday episode was meant for last week. And that's when you talk about timing. And think about it. Today is our 333 episode, so it wouldn't have been the same. Last week it wouldn't have been the same. So they said, wait, hold on. We got to mix this up. Because she moving too fast. Hold on. You know what I mean? That redirection just happened and bring it, boom, right now. My beautiful people, as we close this incredible, powerful 333rd episode, I want you to know that this moment is a portal. That you're not just listening to a podcast, that you are receiving a direct transmission of creative courage and divine confirmation. 333 episodes of daily conversation about transformation, healing, and self-love. 333 episodes that add up to 9. Completion, wisdom, service. We have created something together that serves the collective healing of humanity. So your assignment this weekend is to pay attention to what wants to come through, especially in this 333 energy portal. I want you to notice the ideas that arrive with ease, the solution that appears in stillness, the inspiration that lights you up. And when you receive these downloads, big or small, I want you to remember that you're receiving them in the 333 energy. That means that they're not just random thoughts, that they're divinely guided assignments, that they're your soul mission knocking at your door. Yes, I said door. That is knocking at your door. And I want you to remember Dr. Fujan's journey from personal healing to helping thousands. That's 9 energy in action. I want you to remember that ZY's transformation from victim to success catalyst. That's 9 energy in action. And I want you to remember how my forced stillness led to completely new creative direction. That's 9 energy in action. So your downloads are not just for you. They are for everyone who will be touched by your willingness to trust and act. That you are being called to complete a cycle of learning and step into a cycle of service. The 3-3 energy is saying, you are ready. You are supported. And you are needed. So stop waiting and start creating. All right, my beautiful people, I love you. I see you, and I honor your willingness to be clear, to be a clear channel for divine creativity. I want to thank you again for taking this 333rd episode journey with me. I want to thank you for being a part of this 9 energy completion and new beginnings. Have a beautiful, inspired weekend, my people. Keep receiving, keep trusting, and keep creating. So until next time, I want you to remember that you are divinely guided. You are creatively powerful and absolutely worthy of every download that comes through you. And the universe just confirmed it with the 333. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer. Have a good one.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.